justly. I went from musty to musky, and y'all can't mush me. I warn y'all hornballs, I hush puppies. The swans in the pond called my duck ugly, but now they hug me because it's lovely. They love the aroma of the world. Got the shakers and the skakers and the players and the girls. Keep the fakers and the flakers and the haters in its world. You want the fama? Hey, I gotcha. You want the realness? Well, I gotcha. I know you're sick of them niggas becoming watcha. Either they pimps or they max or they monsters. You want the real shit? Well, I gotcha. You see my niggas here, you know we proper, you know we do it right, you know we. Trust me, I say this justly. I went from musty to musky, and y'all can't mush me. I warn y'all hornballs, I hush puppies. The swans in the pond called my duck ugly, but now they hug me because it's lovely. They love the aroma of the world. Got the shakers and the skakers and the players and the girls. Keep the fakers and the flakers and the haters in its world. You want the fama? Hey, I gotcha. You want the realness? Well, I gotcha. I know you're sick of them niggas becoming watcha. Either they pimps or they max or they monsters. You want the real shit? Well, I gotcha. You see my niggas here, you know we proper, you know we do it right, you know we.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Hopefully everyone can hear me. Happy Black History Month. It is February 1st, and with all the, things happening with our nation, I said let's start Black History Month off talking about Black horror. Um, Shout out to Ashley with My Sweet Perspective for sending me Dr. Umar going live this morning. I said if Dr. Umar can go live to talk Black history, to talk about all things Black, blackity black, black, black. I want to take a moment to celebrate Black history as well. And I have no plan, no agenda, no nothing. I just want to kind of pop in here and talk about Black horror as usual. What else? Always Black horror all the time, and just show my appreciation for Black horror as a lifelong Black horror fan, a horror fan in general. This is a moment and a time to celebrate, how it's impacted me from as a child, loving Black horror movies. I want to say I started watching horror movies probably, I had to be at least 5, 6 years old watching horror movies. I remember the first time I saw Thriller. I feel like, I don't know why. I know it's probably not the first thing that I saw, but for some reason, Thriller sticks out in my mind because I remember like my brother being scared of it, and I enjoyed it. I remember like why are people, and I know there's some adults that are afraid of Thriller, but but me as a kid, I was just like, I love it. I love it. There's werewolves in here. There are zombies in here. They're dancing. Nobody even got hurt. I never understood what people were afraid of Thriller. Nobody even got hurt. The zombies were dancing. Okay, what y'all scared of? Okay, I was Michael Jackson sitting there with my snacks, happily enjoying it. Hey Tamika's Den, how you doing? I love me some good horror movies too. Shout out to CT. We're gonna talk about Black horror today, and I want to say Thriller was the first thing that sticks out in my mind that I remember that was in the horror genre, and I saw Black people on the screen, and I don't know, it was something about that kind of just stuck out to me for some reason. I was here for it. I grew up on the classics, Child's Play, Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason, uh, Mike Myers, and then after a while, when you start to love the horror genre, you start looking for yourself. As in any movie genre, you start looking for you. Hi, Lynn. Shout out to people in the chat. Come on in, y'all. We're gonna talk about Black History Month and Black horror today. Why not? It's February 1st. Why not do this on today? And as I'm watching these horror movies, and you start to notice that even when you do see yourself in them, what is it, the black guy dies first, or we never make it to the core group at the end, or the sacrificial Negro, or the voodoo person, or the black person that ain't got no type of family or nothing. They're just there to, assist the main character, their white counterpart. And my mom, who is as just as much as a horror fan as me, really, she made sure that we were exposed to the classics like Blackula. It's just like, oh no, there's the black vampire out here. This is Blackula, and made sure that we knew about stuff like that. And Tales from the Hood, which was so important, that we had a whole movie of different black stories wrapped into one. They were woven well together. I loved the twist that came at the end of that. We did a whole horror panel on Tales from the Hood. Check the live section if you haven't seen that. That was a fun live. And the more I started to see these tidbits, like we can be in the horror genre, I wanted to keep diving into that part of Black horror. Like, where are we? Where can we show up at? I want to see us. There's black horror fans out there. Now they're far and few in between. I ain't even gonna hold you on that. A good bit of the time, it was hard for me to find other black horror fans because I live in the South. Okay, I'm in the South, and a lot of times, if you are a uh, person who likes Halloween and horror in the South, we kind of get the reputation of that's of the devil, and that's witchcraft, or that's demonic, or that's in the dark, just because you like Halloween and horror. And I have never seen somewhere written, and to this day, if y'all know where it's at, tell me where it's at. I have not seen where it was written that if you are a black, if you like horror movies and stuff, that it is somehow tied to Satanism and stuff. Like, I want somebody to show me that somewhere. But for some reason, that's the impression that I get. For some reason, people that's what's put out there. And so, me growing up, it was really hard to find other black people who liked horror without it seeming like it was a bad thing, or that it was oh, we can't do that, or finding other black people that liked Halloween as much as I do, or even at a young age that their parents let them watch horror movies because mine did. Okay, my mom was here for it. Okay, especially if it came on TV, it was the assumption that they cut out all the the stuff we really weren't supposed to see. They didn't, but it was just the assumption if it was on cable TV, it was acceptable. But it was hard to find other horror fans like me. Better yet, horror fans like me, then you got to find not just but the black horror. Like, where were they? So growing up, a lot of my friends who liked horror were white. Because I don't know, I don't know what was it, and I don't know how in other regions it's at, but definitely in the South, they were not having it. It was a whole thing of, that's witchcraft. But show me where it says that at. Show me where in the Bible it said if I like Chucky and Freddy Krueger that I practice witchcraft. I don't know where that's at. I've never seen it. And I do lay my eyes on the Bible and step my foot, into the chapel every now and then, and I've never heard that. And so growing up, whenever I did find other people that liked horror like I did, it's like I got to grab a hold of these people. Like let's celebrate this thing together. Let's be in this together. And I never let go of the horror genre, and trying to find us in it, and movies that starred us or that we lived in or we were the heroine in or survived in. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. And so I appreciate when we can lead a horror movie, or when the movie surrounds us or tells our stories through horror. It's coming more and more. And then sometimes you got to look at, is it low budget? Is it stereotypical? Like, it's a whole thing surrounding Black horror. I just want to be able for us to tell Black stories and have good representation in this horror genre. That hasn't been an easy thing for us. And y'all, let me tell y'all what I have been finding out. It's a lot of gatekeeping in the Black horror genre, in the horror genre, not just Black. There's a lot of gatekeeping in horror. Like, this is a genre that they don't really want to see us in. And so it's a lot of Jordan Peele hate in the horror community. It's a lot of racial propaganda, calling our movies woke, calling our movies that's not, because everyone doesn't think that racism is scary, so it's like, oh well, that's not scary. Like, for some people, Get Out wouldn't be scary. Well, it's not. It wouldn't be scary for you because nobody would be auctioning off your soul. Nobody is threatening to throw you back into slavery, or nobody is threatened to sell your organs for harvesting and stuff like that. And so sometimes things that are horrific for us aren't that way for other people. Or they clone Tyrone. Nobody is threatening to pollute the food or the music to in order to carry out some kind of conspiracy. Like, things that are scary to us aren't scary to other people. And so therefore there's a lot of hate and gatekeeping in the horror genre for Black people when we try to enter into this space. And so I just wanted to be a voice in that community, to bring awareness to Black horror, to amplify these voices in Black horror, to help change the narrative that Black people do like horror. We can be horror nerds, that we want to be positively represented in these movies. We don't want to hold on to the stereotypical narratives in Black horror of just the voodoo person, or the Black guy that dies first, or the Black character, and you never see their family, their friends, their parents, their significant other, their children. You just see them, but their counterparts got this whole family and stuff going on around them, but they're stuck in the movie without any backstory. We don't know anything about these characters, and like, we want to have depth, and we want to have character arcs. Let's see some growth throughout the movie. We don't want to be those stereotypical characters, right? Parts that seem like us. We're not just gonna, there's certain ways that we're gonna behave in a Black movie. Like, what was the movie that came out last year, the Blackening, for Juneteenth? That for me, that was like, this is how we would act in those situations. Like, this is the people that I know. We would probably behave a little something like the people did in the Blackening, in a Black horror movie. And sometimes when I see Black characters in horror movies, I see them and it's just like, y'all have no cultural competency, because we wouldn't do that. Okay, we're not doing that. Y'all stay split up. We're not trying to do that. Okay, we're not going to sacrifice ourselves for that. If we hear something, we're running. If we hear something, we're not going to investigate something. Okay, if the house is haunted, we leaving. They can have it. They can have it. We don't want to be there. Hi, Critical. Welcome, welcome. We are talking Black horror today. It is Black History Month. I want to hear from you all. If you are in the chat right now and you have not checked in, chime in and say hello, say what's up. Well, I have some of you here. I'm thinking about doing a members only live to talk about the recent changes in the Scream franchise. I ain't gonna go too heavy on it, but I'm thinking about talking about that a little bit, as I am a Scream fan. And the twins, surprisingly, the twins are still there. I didn't think they was gonna make it past the movie that they showed up in, but Randy's niece and nephew are there. So I may do a members only live later for that. If you have not already, hit that like button. If you're here, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you have not already subscribed to the channel. We put us out there in the algorithm so that people can see us. It is Black History Month. Let's put this out there while we're talking about it. I want to know some of your first experiences with Black horror movies. Do you remember seeing a character that stood out to you? What's the character that stood out to you in a Black horror film? I remember watching, what was it? Jason, I want to say A New Beginning. It's like maybe 5 or 6. Jason New Beginning, and seeing Miguel Nunez in the movie. I don't know why he stood out to me, but he did. I'm going to put that in the chat. What are some characters that stood out for you? Let's see. Let's get the people going in here. Who stood out to you all? I don't know why. It was something about Miguel Nunez and singing in that porta potty. And I talk about this all the time. I don't know. And shout out to Ken with Sledgehammer Horror, who met Miguel Nunez in real life and had him sing. And he uses that as a clip in his videos of the ooh baby, ooh baby. I was so jealous. I want that. I was like, I wish I would have met him and been able to have that experience too. But he has a whole little clip of him doing that. I don't know why that stood out to me. Maybe my family is just silly. Like, we not only love horror, but we also silly. Okay. Let's see in the chat. Critical Thinker, Clarence Williams, Tales from the absolutely one that stands out. Clarence Williams and Tales from the Hood. Yes, his character so well. It's like who can even take his place at this point? Who? He played that character so well. And he was also, he was like creepy, but it's like you couldn't look away, and he had a little sarcasm and humor to him. Yes, shout out to Clarence Williams for Tales in the Hood. Kia joined us in the chat. Y'all let us know some horror characters that stood out for you. Y'all know a lot of mine that I talk about. Anyway, that stands out to me. Some, and even in TV shows, with like The Walking Dead, it was I can't even remember, maybe prior to The Walking Dead, except maybe around the time of American Horror Story and seeing Angela Bassett playing Marie Laveau. But Denai Guerrera in The Walking Dead, which is like my favorite horror series, one of my favorite television series, period. And her character just being this amazing samurai person, just came on the scene. She didn't need no help from nobody. She could protect herself. We got a good backstory of her and why she was angry when we first met her the way that she was. If my child, passed away in the zombie apocalypse, and it was because the child's father and his homie was not watching them, I would be mad too. And we also got to see growth with Michonne's character, from her being this, alienated character and just mad at the world and only worried about herself, to being able to go in and have a whole family, and being able to have some softness about herself and be able to find love again, and to be able to feel a part of a sense of community like that. I love Denai Guerrera's character in The Walking Dead. It's like we need to see more people like that, y'all. The Ones Who Live, that came out last year. I love that. Walking Dead don't owe me nothing else after that. Kia, and I ain't gonna say this name but one time. Candyman stood out. Yes. Exactly. I ain't gonna say it 5 times either. You gonna get that one name out of me, and he gonna be do with the bees for the rest of the time. The creepy twin. That right now we just talk characters. The twins in Lovecraft Country, Topsy and Bopsy, absolutely creepy. Topsy and Bopsy are nightmare fuel. Okay, definitely nightmare fuel. I ain't even gonna hold you on that. Oh my goodness. I need to pin my comments so y'all can see this. Let's see. Amy in the chat. Kim in the chat. Yeah, shout out to also while we're on the subject of, let's shout out Lovecraft Country. Y'all, if y'all in here now and y'all ain't seen Lovecraft Country, leave. Leave and come back. And then we have a conversation. I reviewed the series when it like first came out a couple of times way back when. I need y'all to know the greatness that is Lovecraft Country, because come on now. It was a whole disservice that we did not get a season 2, because Misha Green had a whole thing set out for season 2 and what it should look like and what we need to see from it. And it did us a disservice that we did not get a season 2. We know why we didn't get a season 2. We know. But at the same time, that was a great show. I don't have any complaints about Lovecraft Country. Stuff like that is why we need to talk about Black horror. Things like that. Lovecraft Country had me from the pilot. They had me from the pilot episode. Okay. From that moment of when they were in the car, and well, when they found out they was in a sundown town, and you see Journey Smollett's character like, y'all, we got to get the hell up out of here, and they ain't ask no questions. That's what you do when somebody Black tell you it's time to go. It's time to go, and they got in that car and hauled ass, and then they got stopped by the police, of course, and they was like, look, the sun going down at this time. If y'all need to be out of here at this time, at this hour, but you can't speed. Be out at this time, but you can't speed. And for being Black and knowing what that feels like, I'm in Georgia. There are still sundown towns here. There are places that you don't want to be when the sun goes down. And seeing their horror of, we can't speed, but we still got to make it out of here by this time. And then not only them speeding, but at the end of the movie, when we see the monsters come from out of the ground, we was like, wait a minute. It ain't enough to just be Black sometimes, and we got to fight racism, but we got to fight monsters too. We got to fight monsters and racism. Y'all, Lovecraft, that's the first episode, and they had me hooked from then. Kim, we got Mike Epps, and Boris Kojo, Resident Evil. I like that. Mike Epps actually survived in Resident Evil 2, which was Apocalypse. That's actually my favorite out of the Resident Evil franchise. Only to get bit and Resident Evil 3 Extinction and don't tell nobody. We made it through one movie, only to become a problem in the next one. Boris Kojo, he survived Resident Evil. Famous line of Boris Kojo in Resident Evil. I think it was 4. He was in Resident Evil 4. Was like, when he was like, "Rockstar, bitch." I don't know why he said that, but that's one of those cheesy horror movie lines. You got to give him credit for it. you got to give him credit for that. Yes, critical Lovecraft Country. One of the greatest of all times. Absolutely. Yep, I could deal with monsters, it's racism, and the bigotry. It's like we can't just deal with monsters by themselves. It always got to be, we got to run from the monsters and from racism. Like we can't even win, and people don't know how horrific that is. And that's why that's why it's like an understanding of when Black people watch horror movies is that we have multiple battles to fight. And people don't always understand that. We got to be on the lookout for everything. Like protect yourselves at all times. That kind of thing. Like we can't just be us. We got to worry about our skin color and the monsters. If you are here, say hello, drop in the chat, let us know some horror movie characters that stood out to you. Let us know some horror characters that stood out to you. If you are not part of the channel membership, I would like to see you in there. I plan to do a members live and talk about the changes in the Scream franchise so that we can really talk about how we feel. Okay. We want to talk about that with the members. Oh yeah, I definitely wish that there was another season of Lovecraft Country. Misha had it written. It was already written. It was already there. I was waiting for it, but maybe sometimes the one is all they're gonna give us. But it was a great show, top tier show. Let me know who's some horror characters that stood out to y'all. The body swapping was crazy in it. That's what Lovecraft. The thing is, I can't even describe to y'all what Lovecraft Country is about. Like if somebody told me to sit here and say, "Oh, I've never seen that. Tell me what's it about." I can't. I don't know. I don't know. I need a good description. I just tell people just watch, just go in blind and just watch it because you're gonna get some of everything in there. You're gonna get zombies in there. You're gonna get body swapping in there. You're gonna get like monsters in there. You're gonna get some voodoo in there. You're gonna get the horrors of racism in there. You're gonna get sci-fi elements in there. You got what the what do you call that? The succubus lady that's in there. Like it's just a whole lot in one series, but I can't even put it together as a description of what to tell people it is. Like say like watch this because of I don't even know how to say it. I don't know what to tell you. I just say watch it. For those who haven't seen it, I don't have a good description. Just go out there and watch it. Yeah. I know, yes, Misha, where are you? She's supposed to been doing something and like her name keeps popping up in things and then I don't hear from it again. I hope she's behind the scenes somewhere working on something. Misha, if you out there, say something. We want to hear from you. Say something. Bring us something because underground and then she pops in with wonderful stuff and then just like networks be wanting to cancel her stuff. Be popping in. Misha gave us Underground and Lovecraft Country, and she need to come back and give us something else. When she come in the scene, we know it's gonna bring greatness. Oh yeah. Look, D, I'm trying. It's black first day of Black History Month. Ashley started me off this morning and sent me a live stream of Dr. Umar. And I said, if Dr. Umar can go live today, I'm gonna hop in there as well. Let me hop in here and talk about Black horror on the first day of Black History Month because this is something that we need to talk because if we don't talk about it, if we don't celebrate it, if we don't support it, who will? Who will? If we don't come in here and celebrate our own, who will? Speaking of April, y'all, Sinners come out. Come on. Come on. Black horror. Come on. Michael B. Jordan, my second husband. Come on. Y'all know I'm going to be there. I'm going to the theaters to see this. Okay. I'm going to have my snacks, my popcorn ready in the theater. Y'all know what's going down. I'm going to have a whole panel, everything. Look, Sinner. You know what? I hope the movie is good. And I trust Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, but I don't even care. I get to see Michael B. Jordan 2 times in one movie. I get to see vampires. At this point, that's all I need to sell me on the movie. That's all I need right there. Yeah, Dr. Umar is he is wild, okay? He just be saying the craziest things and me having me so tickled. Me and Ashley be so tickled by him and all of his foolishness. Oh yeah, Underground, amazing. Amazing. Me should come in and drop us some amazing stuff. Well, you said you said don't watch the second trailer for Sinners. I know it was a little in depth and had see what I'm hoping is is if they gave us a little bit more details in the second trailer that maybe it's not giving up all the story. Maybe there's a lot more to the story we don't know. And that's what I'm hoping for, is that we hear some things and see some things that we didn't expect. Like we watch it and it's like a whole experience. That's what I'm banking on. Is that they didn't tell us everything. I didn't think about that. Critical cosplay for sinners. I'm gonna have to look at the wardrobe real hard while I'm watching it so I can get some ideas in there. Okay. Because see, once I see Michael B. Jordan, my mind just go blank sometimes and I'll be thinking straight. But this is that's a good idea. Oh, they always have me on the floor 2D. The abundance of Dr. Umami. Always, okay? Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I'm always throw this quote out. Yeah, I don't think it gave everything away. Yeah, I don't know. These trailers these days, they be giving away a whole lot, like a lot. But I am just going to hope that there are some things that was reserved in here. I'm a hope that they didn't throw everything at us in the trailer, but support Black horror movies. That we need stuff like this that are not just Black people in the movie. We need to be in there writing the movie. We need to be in there producing the movie. We need to be directing these films so that our stories are being told from our own experiences and are told from a place of cultural competency. Supposed to, oh, wow. You know what? Somebody else told me that too. See, somebody else said that they would have loved to see Jonathan Majors in this movie. I would have to, because regardless of how you feel about it, that man is a great actor. Okay, his personal life may be a little different from what we expect, but at the end of the day, Jonathan Majors is an amazing actor. When they say action, he's going to give it to you. He's going to deliver when he is in front of that screen. That would have been amazing for him to be a part of this film. I would have loved to see him take part of this movie. Hopefully we can get him in some more Black horror movies really, really soon, or some Black horror projects really, really soon, and let him make his comeback to the screen, because he was on his way of being one of the greats. I would love to see that. If you have just chimed in here, we are talking Black horror. It is the first day of Black History Month, and I want to hear from you all. Drop in the comments. Tell us some of your favorite Black characters that stood out to you in Black horror history. You know, some Black horror moments. And let's see. We are also going to talk about let's switch gears here in just a second. I want you all to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and right after this, because I want to say thank you to all the channel members. I want to say thank you to everybody in this live right now. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that sub button, and we are going to talk about your favorite Black horror movies in just a second. Oh yes, y'all already know what mine is, but we're going to talk about your favorite Black horror movie in just a moment. We got a lot more left. It's Black History Month. Black history, blackity black, black, y'all.
Well, imagine as I'm pacing the pews in a church corridor, and I can't help but to hear. No, I can't help but to hear it.
Thank you.
Thank you. What a beautiful wedding.
Thank you.
Thank you. What a shame. What a shame. A poor groom's bride.
Thank you.
Thank you. I chime in with the haven't you people ever heard of?
Thank you.
Closing a goddamn door. No, it's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of poison rationality. I chime in. Haven't you people ever heard of?
Thank you.
Closing a goddamn door. No, much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of.
Ooh, D got a good question in here. What lens do you think is missing in Black horror as a whole? Cultural competency, right there. Um, telling our stories from how we would experience them. Telling our stories of sometimes as like Jordan Peele would. Jordan Peele, like Us, to me was like just a regular black family and some things happen. Like we can be black and things happen. We can be black and we can live in a haunted house. We can be black and be under alien invasion. We can be black and see doppelgangers and stuff like that. Like we can be black and have a black family. Like we can be, and the wife be black, and the husband be black, and the children be black. We can literally be, and be wealthy in that manner. We don't always have to be black and be from the hood or in the projects. We can be black and have things and still be in a situation the same as any other race that have horror. I think we need to tell more stories from our lens, like Misha did, like Jordan Peele is trying to do, as if this is me as a black person in this experience. And I also have depth. I have a family, I have parents, I have a spouse, I have children. I've been to school, I'm educated, I was in the military. Like we can tell these stories from our experience and not just be a one-dimensional character. We need to have that character arc like we did with um Jonathan Majors in Lovecraft Country, where we saw him one way in the beginning, and by the end, he had developed into this whole other person. We need character arcs. Sometimes, if the character is not written for us, if it's not developed for us or directed by us, there's no arc there. They're just very, very one dimensional. And I believe that we need a lot more of that. I would love to see that. Possible without the focus. Yep, it is. Jordan Peele's Us did a whole movie, and it didn't talk about race at all. Us is a perfect example. Nope, didn't have anything to do with race. We can make these movies about black horror and not focused on racial elements and things like that at all. And those are kind of the things that we need to be more supportive of and be starring in movies that are supportive of. The Girl with All the Gifts, sometimes we don't talk about that movie. The little girl that was in The Girl with All the Gifts was sort of a villain and a heroine at the same time, and race was not brought up. And that's a movie we need to talk about a lot more. Let's talk about The Girl with All the Gifts. Perfect movie with a black lead that we don't always talk about, that she was just able to be who she was without that element of bringing race into it. We can definitely do stuff. The movie Imaginary, a lot of people didn't like Imaginary with DeWanda Wise, but I didn't really find too much that was wrong with the movie. I personally didn't have a problem with it. Let me see. Escape Room. The survivor of Escape Room, she was in the first and the second one. Little black girl in the movie. Had nothing to do with race, but yet she was the heroine of the movie. She was the smartest character. She was the survivor of the movie. We can have these types of movies. We definitely can. I would even say The Blackening. They were there celebrating Juneteenth, but the focus was that they're black. We didn't have to specifically focus on any racism. So it wasn't about racism. We were just black people getting together to celebrate. And it was fun. Oh, yeah. Jada Pinkett and Demon Knight. That's a good one. Very good one. She was just able to kind of like be herself in the movie and uh and still be a heroine. And we saw a good character arc from her. And we need to talk about her enough in the movies. We did a panel last year talking about this, because when we talk about black horror and heroines, I don't think we bring up her character enough in movies. We don't bring her up enough. That was a good question. Y'all let me know, what's your favorite black horror movie? Let's shout them out. Y'all already know what mine is. Y'all already know. I'm a bit looking in the chat, what y'all got going on in the chat. What we talking about? Give me some of your favorite Black horror movies. At my birthday, we talked about The People Under the Stairs because I had never sat in a situation where I could talk about this and show appreciation for the movie as a whole. I did get a chance to talk to Kelly Jo Minter a few years ago, and we talked about The People Under the Stairs. We talked about Horror Noir, which is a Black horror documentary, which I highly recommend. I highly recommend you all, if you have not seen Horror Noir, please go and watch that. And if you watch Horror Noir, also there's a book called The Black Guy Dies First. I read that last year. It was on my reading list. And it kind of goes hand in hand with that. Favorite horror movie, favorite Black horror movie. Y'all know The People Under the Stairs is definitely on my list. My birthday live, I had a whole panel to talk about The People Under the Stairs. What's some more? Y'all know Jordan Peele has his. Somebody shouted out before, Dude with the Bees. Some more Black horror movies. They cloned Tyrone. Definitely not discussed enough. That was a really good movie. Jamie Foxx, Tiana Paris, John Boyega. Definitely. And you had John Boyega playing clones of himself, different personalities of people. Come on now. And it had a good, it gave you like a good whole, like a sci-fi feel behind it. Come on now. Oh yeah, Shudder, the Horror Noir, definitely. If you have not seen Horror Noir, do yourself a huge favor. There is a movie on Netflix called Vampires versus the Bronx, which is kind of like a Black Lost Boys. Last year for Halloween, I did like a whole, like every week I gave y'all like a list of Black horror movies to throw out there. We watched Vampire in Brooklyn last year together. We watched Bones together last year. What else, y'all? What else movies did I shout out? There is a movie called Black is Night on a Prime Video that not a lot of people talk about. It's a Black vampire movie. The First Purge, and that had a Black director. I love The First Purge. I don't care what y'all say. Yes, it has Daniel from Insecure, and that made me like even more. But The First Purge is actually my favorite out of the franchise. I did see Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, and I actually reviewed that one when it first came out. I sure did. That movie had the makings to be something great. Now, did it have to be in the projects? No. Like, did it have to be? But I love the fact that the main character was super, super intelligent. I love the fact that it was a Frankenstein story. I did like that element of it. I think it was very creative that they did this. So I like that. Yeah. If you haven't seen that, I do recommend people go and watch that one. What else? Y'all, I done seen so many. Y'all may not, I don't know how many of y'all would consider this one Black horror, but The Invitation with old girl from Game of Thrones. She survived. To me, that's Black horror enough for me. She made it through. Yeah, kid, it's on there. You're gonna have to go you gotta scroll down because I did the review back when it came out, way back when. Y'all, what's some more? I did a whole list of some Black horror. If it ain't, I'm throwing y'all some stuff out there. I might have to go look on my own list of of Black horror and throw some more out there. Let me see. What is some stuff that I talked about, y'all? Some Black horror gems. Puka is a Christmas horror movie that is not talked about enough. Last year, Halle Berry did Never Let Go. We didn't review that. We watched it. We didn't really review that one. I didn't really know what to say about it for a review, but but yeah, but there's black people in it, so if you want to support, some black people in there, go watch Never Let Go. We do have that. Black Box is also like a sci-fi movie that is on Prime Video, as well as Black is Night. Go and check that out. Here's one in the comment section. Ganja and Hess. Oh yeah, that's the classic right there. And since we're speaking of classic movies, throw in Sugar Hill. If we're gonna throw out Ganja and Hess, you also got to talk about Sugar Hill as well. When we talk about classic black horror. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, y'all, that's a good one. There is a movie on Netflix, I think, it's called Sweetheart. That's a monster movie. If you all have not seen that one. It's and it's small cast too. It's like this black girl and some of her friends get stuck on an island, or have like some kind of incident with a boat, and she's like by herself on this island, and there's like a monster that's there with her. If you have not seen that one, that's a good one to check out. Oh, Death by Temptation. Death by Temptation. How y'all let me forget that one? Kadeem Hardison in that one. And Death by Temptation is so underrated. Why we don't talk about that one enough? I think I did a mini review of that one like a couple years ago, just to kind of highlight it. Y'all, if y'all have not seen Death by Temptation, please go and support that movie. That one is probably also on Shudder as well, or Prime Video. That is a old school black horror. And I don't even know how I missed that one growing up. Maybe we don't talk about Death by Temptation enough. But definitely horror. Let's see. What y'all got in here? Blade definitely class. Blade is one of my not just favorite horror movie. Blade is one of my favorite Marvel movies. If you ask me today what is my favorite Marvel movie, I am going to skip the MCU of today completely, and I'm going to immediately say Blade. Definitely. That's how we got our revival of Marvel. Okay? This is Marvel, the start of it all. Would you consider Eve's Bayou horror? Yes, I would. They would put that in the category of gothic horror. So yes, that's a good one. Definitely, y'all. We are talking black horror again. If you have just popped in here, chime in. Tell us about your favorite black horror movie. Let's talk about your favorite black horror characters in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. Would love to see you in the channel membership. We're going to be doing some different stuff with my channel members these days. And also help me with my super chat goal. I've been live because I said I gotta go. It's Black History Month. I gotta go live and talk to the people. So if you haven't hit up the super chat, hit up the sub button, hit up subscribe, hit up the membership. Ooh, a short film. I haven't seen that one, Critical. Thank you that you gave me some recommendations here. Spotlight and stuff. Y'all give us some ideas of what we need to watch this month to support black horror. What we need to be talking about. Let's see. Abby and Skull Mountain. Okay. I haven't seen these either. Thank you, Lil Boosie. I acquired Lil Boosie coming over from Sledgehammer Horror. So thank you, Ken and them. And yes, I haven't seen that one. Y'all give us some good stuff. Okay. Oh, Kia, this is a good one. Yeah. I'm gonna count this as black horror. In the beginning, you didn't think it was because that's not what we were shown. We didn't know what it was until we watched it. I'm gonna count this one. I'm gonna count this one. I like the twist that was in it. And speaking of Skeleton Key, if you all have not seen I think it's called Behind Her Eyes on Netflix. That's a good one. It's a series. If you like The Skeleton Key, you are going to love Behind Her Eyes on Netflix. If you haven't already seen it, go in blind. It's a black lead in the movie. I'm not even gonna tell you what it's about. Go in blind. I promise you it's gonna be one that you enjoy. Yeah, if you like Skeleton Key, go ahead and watch Behind Her Eyes. My mind is still in another place with that one. Come on now. Spawn, yeah, keep throwing them out here. Give us some recommendations. We're gonna support Black horror during Black History Month. Okay, we still celebrate DEI over here. Okay, we ain't pulling back nothing around these parts. We're amplifying voices here. If they're going to be suppressed everywhere else, they're going to be amplified here. I don't even know how they're going to push this video out into the algorithm simply because it says Black history and Black horror, and because how things are, some things are just getting pushed back, rolled back, suppressed. But what we gonna do today is amplify these voices. Okay, let's lift them up. Yes, definitely add that to the list. Oh, what is this one? Okay, Live and Let Die as a voodoo theme. Speaking of voodoo theme, Serpent and the Rainbow. Wes Craven, back in the day, classic movie. Shout out to Kelly Jo Mentor for recommending that movie. That's a good, if you want to see a good voodoo movie, Serpent and the Rainbow. If you add that one to the list as well. We're making our Black History Month list out there, y'all. Give us some of your favorites in the horror genre. If y'all ain't even seen Blackula yet, if you ain't reached back from some of the classics, let's go on over and do some of that. Support some of these Black led horror movies so that we can do some more of these type movies. What's on your watch list? Because I try to throw some things out there. Some things out there that I've seen or movies that may not have been talked about enough. Let's see. Oh yeah, I've seen this one. I saw that one. And speaking of the nanny, also there was Master as well that is on Prime Video. I think the nanny and Master is on Prime Video. Mm-hmm. Critical says it's just like we're gonna talk about Django. Django is a superhero. It's one of those people. I went to see Django when it first came out, like with my sorority sisters. That was a time in the theater, y'all. That was a time. But yes, that is scary. And it's sometimes to think about like you being in, your spouse being held captive and you're not, you know. Now, Lil Boosie Master ain't all that. Master is like subtle horror. It's like really, really subtleness, which is in that movie. It is who is in there? Regina Hall is in there. So shout her out with that. I support it just simply because I'm out here trying to support Black horror, y'all. What's some more? I know y'all seen some Tubi movies. Throw some of them out there. We trying to support some of these Black horror films that are out there. Some Black horror, Black characters in some horror movies, even if they lead the movies. Sanaa Lathan, AVP. Some people didn't like AVP, but I did. Psychological horror. Speaking of psychological horror, made me think of Gothica with Halle Berry. See? Sometimes when y'all say something, to jog my memory up a little bit of some of these movies. Barbarian had a Black lead that came out a few years ago. shout out some more. We need to be diligent in these movies, so that we have more lead roles. We're surviving more. They're making more of these. What was the Dracula movie that came out not too long ago? I think it was like a year or two ago, with I got the Last Voyage of the Demeter. Yes, that was a good one. It wasn't an all black cast, but it was a black lead, a strong black lead, and he survived. The dude that played Dr. Dre, he's in the movie. And Last Voyage of the Demeter. To me, that was a good movie. So underrated. We need to we need to support stuff like this. Talk to Me was a black lead. Now, I didn't like Talk to Me as much as most people did, because I was like, these children dumb. I was like, these children dumb. That movie did not have to happen. It didn't have to happen. Okay. And yeah, here we are. So although I didn't like Talk to Me, it was a black lead. Go support it. Go watch it. Y'all might feel different because a lot of people loved it. I was just like, this did not have to happen. It didn't have to happen. Yep. Let's see, the Changeling TV series. That was one that we reviewed with Tyra Struggle Reviews when it first came out. Y'all, if y'all want to get a good laugh, if y'all want to laugh, go find our Changeling review live on Struggle Reviews channel. Okay. When I tell y'all, we laughed our asses off reviewing that movie. Please, please go back and watch that live. But definitely, because I support Lakeith, and he was so fine in that series. Y'all know that's my other man right there. That's my other guy right there. I love me some Lakeith Stanfield. I love him. But yes, go watch The Changeling, because I'm going to support it regardless. Dark drama. Our Father the Devil. Okay. And speaking of the word, so y'all be having me think of stuff. There is a movie on Netflix called Thriller that was produced by the RZA from Wu-Tang Clan. It's called Thriller. It does have a bit of a twist at the end, but y'all, to me, it was a little bit more funny. They got a song. Y'all know how in movies they be having these little silly rap songs. They have a song in the movie Thriller called Hoochie Love, and it's gonna be, after you watch the movie, the song Hoochie Love gonna be stuck in your head more than the movie would. But now that Hoochie Love is stuck in my head, y'all go watch Thriller on Netflix. It's a black horror movie, again produced by the RZA. Go watch it, and now Hoochie Love gonna be stuck in y'all head too. See, when y'all be throwing movie stuff out there, the stuff be coming into my mind. Amy, thank you with the $5 super chat. Queen of the Damned with Aaliyah. You're right. The movie wasn't my favorite, but I love her character. She had an iconic character in a movie that was not my favorite. So now when they go out and when they cast for Akasha and Anne Rice's Immortal Universe now, I need them to do justice. Okay. Aaliyah made a beautiful Akasha. We need somebody powerful. We need somebody that's going to be a scene stiller as the next Akasha. She got to be out there stealing scenes. 100%. Very nice. Yes, give us your black horror characters, black horror movies. Absolutely. Tell us about these people. This is the time we're going to spotlight all of our favorites in the genre of horror. Black characters, black horror, all the above. I'm here for it. Toss it in the chat if you in here. Okay, a documentary, a good tribute. Oh, okay. You said it's okay. Okay, I got to check that out. Y'all let me know, even documentaries and things like that. I'm here to watch. And speaking of horror noir, they also not only have the documentary, they also made a uh um what do you call it? An anthology. Yes, a song. Oh, you said it's not a song? Not another bad movie from him. Okay. He said not a song. And okay. Scream Bacula Scream tribute. Okay, I gotta see that. Y'all, I'm here for put me on to some stuff, y'all. I be here for it. And see, when y'all throw out things and make me think of other stuff that's out there that I might not be aware of. Jog my memory sometimes. Up, there we go. There we go. Spell. To me, Spell was like a black version of Misery. I don't know how y'all felt about it. Um, that's another one. That's another one. Some people didn't like it because they felt it was too much like it, but or they didn't like, how sometimes things are portrayed in movies. But I'm willing to say that to throw Omari Hardwick and Loretta Devine in here. And speaking of Loretta Devine, y'all, she was in Urban Legend. Y'all remember Urban Legend from back in the day? Yeah. Oh yeah, check out Spell. If you like the movie Misery, to me, Spell was like a black version of that. Grace Jones, come on. I'll take it. Oh Lord, Lil Boosie. Oh Lord. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we did a live last year of the front room and Deliverance. Again, if you want to laugh, go into the live section on my channel and find the live reviews of a front room and Deliverance. If you want a good laugh, go find those two lives, because I promise you're gonna do some laughing at those. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say is go laugh at those. Bad Hair. That's a black horror movie that it came out a few years ago, where it talked about somebody's sewing that was possessed. Okay. It has some black actors and stuff in there. Y'all go check out Bad Hair. Yes, Linda, y'all, we had so much fun laughing at this movie and was mad at the same time. Okay, we laughed. Look, you had to put them together because we laughed at these terrible movies. Horrible. Okay, I keep throwing some music out there. Y'all, I would not recommend Front Room or Deliverance, but some people actually like Deliverance. It was like, oh yeah, this is a good movie, and I say, well, what was good about it? What was good about it? Help me help you at this point. Help me to help you, because I don't know where it was good at. Anthony Mackie put a movie out maybe end of last year, beginning of this year, called Elevation. It was like a little monster movie. I mean, it's watch it while it's on TV. It ain't good enough to me to like really really talk about, but just to see us in the genre. He's in a movie called Elevation. I'm trying to think, because we be out there, every now and then. If you are a fan of Black Mirror, my favorite episode of Black Mirror is Black Museum. There's like three. In this one episode of Black Mirror, there's 3 mini episodes in it. It stars Letitia Wright, Going Blind. But my favorite episode of Black Mirror is Black Museum. I recommend you watch that. If you don't watch anything else Black Mirror, go watch Black Museum. Exorcist Believer. I liked Exorcist Believer. That movie had a lot of hate, and I'm pretty sure I know why it had a lot of hate is because um the black child lived at the end. There was that. Uh Leslie Odom Jr. stars in the movie. I was here for Exorcist Believer. I didn't see where the movie had all the hate. If anything, I would have made the cinematography better. Like I wish that their DP got better camera angles or maybe even use a different camera lens. But as far as like the story for me, as someone who has a black dad and has been around black dad, like I feel like he acted in a way any black dad would in that situation. Like he wouldn't know what to do. If I was my dad, wouldn't know what to do. If I was, he literally was just like, wing, like, what do I do? And so I'm not mad at Exorcist Believer. I wasn't mad at it like everybody else was. Oh yeah. Daniel Kaluuya was also in had an episode of Black Mirror. Black Mirror has a lot of like actors in there. I think Zazie Beetz was in an episode of one that was like a werewolf one. I actually like that one too. Black Box, yep, shouted that one out. That's on Prime Video. That one is more like a sci-fi supernatural type deal to go and check out. Again, if y'all are here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We've been here talking about Black horror. Hey, our life in horror. Talking Black horror, Black characters and horror movies. It's Black History Month. Shout us out. Give us some of your favorite Black horror characters or your favorite Black horror movie, Our Life in Horror. If you all have not hit subscribe on their channel, for my horror people, go on over there and support the crew. I love them. Always popping in on their little lives. Their lives a lot, and they talk about a lot of different movies and things. So y'all go horror all the time. Support the horror community. Go on over there. Oh Lord. What we got over here, Critical? Yes, Beloved is gothic horror, and it y'all got to throw them in there with Deliverance in the front room, because when you watch them, you're gonna be like, what was it? What was it? Yes, Labusi, shout out. Sam and Brandon. That's the crew. Our Life in Horror. Let's see. Yes. Roger from Night of the Demons. Come on. That's right. We talk about survivors in horror. He definitely survived. Yep. That's a good classic. If y'all ain't seen the Demons is old school horror. That's 80s, I believe, came out in. Antebellum. Antebellum is, I would consider that probably gothic horror too, to where there's like there's no monster or anything, but it's like, as a Black person, I would also be afraid if I was living my regular everyday life and then next thing you know, you done kidnap me and you done put me on plantation. That's scary for me too. It might not be horrific for everybody, but shout out to Janelle Monáe, and I wouldn't want to be in that situation. Yep. Roger, Final Boy. That's what I'm talking about. Black Final Girls and Black Final Guys. Definitely spotlighting those in Black History Month. Also, if you check on the channel, we did a live last year talking about, Final Girls, and we had a whole separate one talking about Final Guys in Black horror, because we don't get talked about enough. Let's talk about them. Yes, Antebellum was traumatizing. Because it was literally like you just living, like it's like take place like today, and you living your life, and the next thing you know, you in like slave clothes. And it's like, how did I get there? How did I get there? Oh yeah, we talked about Jada Pinkett and Demon Knight, Scream 2. Yeah, she ain't making past the opening credits on that. Her and Omar Epps. Black guy dies first. Scream 2 said, we got you covered. Scream 2 said, don't even worry about it. We got it. We got you right here. Definitely hit that like and sub button, you all, if you have not. We're talking Black horror today. First day of the month, February, Black History Month. Want to shout out Black horror characters, TV and movies. Harold Perrineau is doing his thing over there with From, okay? Giving us a strong Black lead in a horror series. Like, y'all, like, come on now. That would be unheard of. Unheard of. Oh, yeah. John Boyega, Attack the Block. Come on. Look, y'all better have been making a list this whole time of stuff. If you ain't seen some stuff on this list, right, come on now. I know y'all need to write it down. Definitely shouting out Interview with the Vampire. Anne Rice did approve, okay, of the casting for this movie. She knew the direction before she passed away. She wasn't alive by the time it aired, but she knew while they were making Interview with the Vampire, she already knew what it was. She knew who was going to be in the movie. She knew the direction that it was going to take. She approved of Jacob Anderson and how he would take over this role. And y'all, he's done Louis so much justice. Top tier series. Let's see. Octavia Butler's Kindred. Speaking of, Ma. Since we throwing stuff out there, let's throw Ma out there. Oh yeah, Lil Boosie. Let's talk about let's go see Attack the Block. And let me tell you something. You know, I ain't even gonna tell you, since you here, I ain't gonna tell you what happened at the end. Just go. I ain't even gonna spoil it. I ain't even gonna say how the end will just piss you off after you watch the whole thing. We're not even gonna go there today. But just go watch Attack the Block. We got to get more stuff in here like this. I appreciate you all for joining me on this Saturday to talk about Black horror. I just really wanted to just take a moment for this genre as a whole, the horror genre and Black horror during Black History Month. There's so many underrated gems that we have that nobody is talking about. So many Black-led movies and horror movies, and we're not shouting these characters out so that we can see them in more horror movies. We're not talking about them enough in these spaces. We're not making ourselves known in these spaces and talking about the movies that we do have, the movies that are out there that we're not speaking of. But we have to be the ones to support this stuff. We have to be the ones to say, hey, we're going to be there for it. We're going to be here for it. We want to see ourselves in this space. It's gotta be us supporting our own, and then we can't, so that we don't complain when we're not in this space. Ma is very frustrating. Okay. Look, not all the movies we threw out there gonna be the best movies for you to watch. They ain't all gonna be top tier on your list of things. I ain't gonna lie to you about that one. Some of them we just need to throw out there just to show our appreciation for things. Ice Cube and Anaconda, and we know Busta Rhymes and Halloween Resurrection, and LL Cool J, Halloween H2O, and Deep Blue Sea, Samuel Jackson with that iconic line in Deep Blue Sea. Like, we got to amplify these voices and show that we can really get out there and be a part of the genres and be seen. And that we like this too, finding our tribe. We gotta find our tribe. We haven't talked about it. Critical Thinker, that's a good one right there. Scary Movie. Shout out to the Wayans brothers. It may be a spoof, but y'all, Scary Movie 1 and 2 are classic movies that take my strong hand and that what's that? That's classic Black horror now. That is classic horror, period. That's classic horror, period. And that they announced that they are going to be coming back. That the Scary Movie franchise got taken away from them, and they're coming back to the franchise and doing another movie. Y'all know I'm gonna be here for it. Okay, I don't care if it is that these is a spoof. This is part of horror as well. Classic. Ghostbusters, absolutely. Since we talking about Black characters in horror, Winston and Ghostbusters. Then we also got to talk about your boy Caleb McLaughlin in Stranger Things as well. We got to talk about that part. Yes, Fallen, Denzel, comfort film. You my type of person. If you go to thrillers and horrors and sci-fi as your comfort film, you my type of person. Immediately. I love that. Yes, we got to spotlight these characters. That's a good one. We don't talk about, Winston enough and Ghostbusters. For Ghostbusters to be as prevalent as it is and one of the most famous movies, and we don't talk about what he meant as representation for us as Scream. That's very important. Y'all got some good ones out here, We going back. Oh, we got to shout out old boy from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 that survived. I mean, he did die in 4, but we did get a black character to survive in Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And Kelly Jo Minter survived all of her horror movies. Kelly Jo Minter survived People Under the Stairs, Nightmare on Elm Street. She was in Popcorn as well. So yeah, she out here in the street. We got some final girls in. Kincaid, that's his name. That's what's up. That Kincaid, that's historic right there. We're gonna shout him out. Now, although Usher had all of 5 minutes in the faculty, okay, he lived. That's all that matters. He had all the 5 minutes of screen time. Yep, Freddie versus Jason, Kelly Rowland. Iconic role. You're not even scary. Now, she didn't live, but her role in that movie was actually iconic, and I'm here for it. Y'all, shout out to y'all for hitting me on a Saturday to celebrate Black History Month, to talk about Black horror movies, iconic Black horror characters. Give us a watch list of things we need to look out for and how we can support this horror genre. Y'all know on Sundays I review Severance. We're gonna have a special guest. I'm thinking of going live for my members only to talk about the changes in the Scream franchise. So I'll be doing that really, really soon to get my thoughts out about that. Captain America, look, doing a whole panel for that. I got to be there and have a panel talk about Captain America, Black nerds, Black superhero. We got to support our own. Y'all know in April I'm gonna be here for Sinners. Let me know what I should be watching. Y'all know I'll be dropping throwback movie suggestions of underrated horror or classic horror movies. I am in Georgia, Atlanta area. So if y'all know some good pizza places that I need to be at, let me know, especially if they're Black owned. I will try it. I love pizza, so I will be letting y'all know places that I recommend, some new things to try in the area. I appreciate all of you for showing up here today, for being part of my Slice of Horror slasher community. Shout out to all the channel members, the Final Girls and Final Guys, Scream Kings and Scream Queens, and all that you do for Black horror and this genre. This is a hard space to get into, you all. It is very hard because Black horror voices get suppressed a lot. Like my channel, simply because I'm Black in the horror space, I don't get pushed out into the algorithm. And it's all of you that help to do that. Your engagement, your likes, your comments, your shares, your joining the membership, your super chats. Y'all help push me out into the algorithm so that people like me can find me. Because when I tell you sometimes when people go out into YouTube and we try to find people that look like us to talk about this stuff, YouTube will not show me us. YouTube will not show channels like this. It's hard for me to find me or to find people like Xena with Real Queen of Horror or Horror Freak, Lady Sasha or Tyra who loves horror out there. Y'all, it's so the Scream Kings out there that's on YouTube. All these different horror channel people, it's hard to see people like us. We're not shown out there. So we need our subscribers and channel members to push us out there into the algorithm. It's really hard for that. And so all of your support helps get us out there to the algorithm so that there are people who are like, where is my Black Horror tribe? We can be like, here I go. Here I am. Welcome home. Come on. Come here with us. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Lil Boosie. Joining the channel membership. There's content over there, you all, in my channel membership that has not been released to the public. I have videos that are not released. There are short films that have not been released. Just lives that have been taken from the public and put in for membership. So there's content that you will not see on the regular channel that's only in the membership. And like I said, doing some different things with you all there. That's just for my members only, to show my appreciation for you all. Thank y'all for joining me. Happy Black History Month, everyone. And enjoy your Saturday. And for my channel members, again, I don't know if it's going to be maybe later today or tomorrow night or something like that. But I will be going live really soon to talk about Scream, the new changes, Matthew Litter, all of that good stuff. As a Scream fan, I feel like I got to talk to it. So in the membership, we're going to talk about it so that we can feel the freedom to talk about it. So keep your alerts on, because I don't know when I'm going to go live. It's going to be looking like, hey, I got a minute. I got a second. Let's hop in here and talk about Scream. But thank you all. Enjoy your Saturday. More content coming. Again, I appreciate you all. Hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.
I need the cash, I need it fast. I treat the stash like it's up for grabs. On the road to the riches, my foot on the gas. I'm chasing success like this is my last. I wake up in the morning, thank the Lord that I made it here. I was so close to the edge like a pebble, baby help. I turned a little nothing in the stove, like I put a bun in the oven. I first get red like a newborn. If you weren't with me going through storm, then you can't make it rain with me. You ain't in the struggle trying to hustle. You don't play with me. You sleep for a week, you spend the day with me. Look at my shoes, have problems even lacing it. If I handed you my talent in a cup, you know dry niggas will probably end up wasting it. Now who's gonna clean up that spill?